Okay, so today we are jumping straight into the digital front door of the massive Dallas-Fort Worth hospitality market.
Yeah, this is a deep dive, all right? It's all based on a pretty detailed market analysis from September 2025.
And it really tears apart the online reputation of DFW hotels, right? Using only Google reviews.
That's right, exclusively Google reviews. And our mission today really is to give you the shortcut to understanding this report.
Because it goes way beyond just, simple star ratings.
Oh, absolutely. It combines the hard quantitative metrics with some advanced topic modeling and deep sentiment analysis.
So we want to pull out those actionable benchmarks. For you, the listener, this should help you understand exactly what customers expect in DFW.
What makes them happy, what satisfies them.
And crucially, where these hotels might be, well, fundamentally failing their customers.
Yeah, and the foundational truth here, I mean, in 2025, maybe even more so now, a strong online reputation isn't just a nice to have.
No, it's essential.
It's the core driver, really, for customer acquisition, for trust. If you manage or invest in this industry, this data is, well, it's your critical roadmap.
Okay, let's unpack this then, starting with the measurable baseline, star scores.
Right.
The report found pretty impressive visibility right off the bat, didn't it?
It did. 87.3% of DFW hotels actually have established star ratings on Google. So people are leaving ratings.
And how do those scores look overall?
Pretty decent, actually. The average rating is 3.86 out of 5.
Okay.
But maybe more telling is the median rating. That's a solid 4.0.
So half the hotels are at a 4-star rating or better.
Exactly. Which sounds pretty good on the surface.
But there's a catch, isn't there? A study mentioned something about the very top scores.
Yeah, a cautionary note. Only a very, very small proportion of hotels actually hit those top scores, like 4.9 or 5.0.
So perfect or near perfect is tough to get.
Extremely difficult to achieve and maintain, even in this generally, strong-looking market.
And that difficulty often ties back to operations, right? Which brings us to, well, what you called the first major shocker.
Yes. Response promptness. Or maybe the lack thereof.
Yeah. This seems to be where the DFW market is collectively dropping the ball.
Big time. If reviews are that digital conversation happening about your brand,
then DFW hotels are, frankly, ghosting their customers.
They absolutely are. I mean, timely communication is just fundamental to building reputation. Foundational.
And yet.
Yet less than 1/3, get this, a mere 29.2% of customer reviews across the entire market received any response at all.
Wait, say that again? Less than 30%.
29.2%, which means, a staggering 70.8% of customer feedback.
Just vanished into the void. Unanswered.
Completely unanswered.
I mean, I have to pause on that. 70.8%. In hospitality, an industry focused on the guest experience.
Why?
It's a huge question.
Why would managers leave basically 2/3 of their free, actionable customer feedback just sitting there? Is it tech, staffing, or just blindness to the cost? The study suggests it's more like an institutional failure of engagement. You're just missing this massive opportunity.
To fix a problem or amplify praise?
Exactly. And it gets worse. For the few reviews that did get a response.
Let me guess. It wasn't quick.
The average response time was 11.5 days.
11.5 days. Wow.
Now, to be fair, 84.1% of those responses did happen within 10 days. But
the huge volume of unanswered ones, plus that slow average, it just paints a picture of, well, poor customer relationship management.
It really does. It underscores a massive gap. The takeaway for anyone listening who wants a competitive advantage is crystal clear.
Respond quickly.
Respond to every review, ideally, and do it within 10 days. That's the benchmark. If you fall short.
You're leaving goodwill and valuable insights just sitting there.
Absolutely.
On the table.
Okay, so this failure in just basic conversation, it highlights why we need to go deeper than star averages and response rates.
Precisely. We need better tools to really define reputation competitively.
And this is where the study brings in the machine learning metrics. Yep. To get that kind of three-dimensional view, the analysts introduce 3 specialized quantitative measures.
Okay, what are they?
First, the visibility measure. Think of it as quantifying how much a hotel is talked about. It looks at review volume, basically, normalized from 0 to 1.
So are people actually discussing you high volume, high visibility?
Correct. Then second, you have the favorability measure.
Okay.
This uses something called a media endorsement index. It quantifies the positive feeling, the sentiment towards the hotel. Again, 0 to 1.
Right. So when people do talk about you, do they like you?
Exactly. And measuring both is crucial Because reputation isn't just being popular, right? And it isn't just being liked.
It's the combination.
It's the combination, which is why they developed the third metric, the composite measure.
Okay, so the composite brings visibility and favorability together. Gives you that single, clearer picture of overall online reputation.
That's the idea. A hotel could have, say, perfect favorability. Everyone who reviews loves it.
But if only 3 people left a review,
Its composite score will suffer because it lacks volume. It lacks that visibility.
makes sense. Can we see that in action with some examples?
Yeah.
The report had rankings, right? Table 1.
Yeah, across the 16 major DFW cities. And interestingly, we actually saw 2 hotels hit that perfect 1.00 composite score.
Perfect. Who were they?
The Courtyard by Marriott Dallas Allen at the Event Center and the Courtyard by Marriott Dallas Carrollton.
So Courtyard's doing well there.
They dominated their local markets. Perfect visibility, perfect favorability, nailed both.
That's the ideal scenario. But the composite measure really shows its value when things aren't perfect, right?
Right.
Like Louisville.
Exactly. Let's look at Louisville. The best Western Plus Hotel Louisville Flower Mound came out on top there with a composite score of 0.95.
Okay, pretty high. How'd it get that?
Critically, it was built on perfect visibility, a 1.00 score, lots of reviews, combined with very high favorability, 0.95.
So they managed both the quantity and the quality of their reviews.
They did, successfully. Now contrast that.
With the Motel 6, Motel 6 Louisville TX Dallas.
Yeah. They hit a perfect 1.00 on favorability. The people who reviewed it, they loved it.
Okay, so great sentiment.
Their visibility was much lower, only 0.62. Not many reviews coming in.
Ah, I see. So the result?
Their composite score dropped right down, matching that lower volume. It ended up at 0.62.
So that perfectly illustrates the point. You need both volume and positive sentiment for that strong competitive reputation.
Exactly. Being beloved by just a few people isn't enough to lead the market in these scores.
Okay, so we have the scores, the visibility, the favorability. But the machine learning didn't stop there, did it? It looked at the actual content of the reviews.
Right. It moved into understanding what customers were actually saying. It grouped thousands of comments into 6 dominant themes.
6 themes reflecting the customer experience.
Yep. Overall experiences, location, service, amenities, cleanliness and comfort, and food.
This is where it gets really interesting, hearing the customer voice.
Definitely. This is where the data stops being abstract and starts telling real stories. Let's start with the good stuff, the high satisfaction areas.
But for overall experience, the keywords were really positive. Great, wonderful, amazing.
General positive feelings.
Yeah, captured well in snippets like, the room was so nice, luxurious, and the whole hotel smelled wonderful. You know, a high-level positive vibe.
Got it. What else was strong?
Vocation, which, makes sense for a sprawling area like DFW. Keywords like downtown, airport, close were common.
Convenient, basically.
Yeah. One customer said, very nice place, close to airport is a plus. Simple, direct praise for location.
Okay. And you mentioned food.
Yes, and we really have to highlight this one. The sentiment here was overwhelmingly positive.
Oh, really? What kind of keywords? Breakfast.
Breakfast, coffee, definitely, but also things like pizza, suggesting some variety. And the nature of the praise stood out.
How so?
Listen to this snippet.
The free breakfast was delicious, to say the least. Never had we gotten omelets nor biscuits and gravy before.
Ah, so specific. Not just breakfast was good, but highlighting unusual or high-quality items.
Exactly. It suggests customers were genuinely impressed by the quality or the variety being offered.
Okay, so overall, experience, location, food, definite positives.
Yeah.
Now, let's brace ourselves. The pain points, starting with service.
Right. And the key words here, they paint a picture of administrative stress. Things like reservation, check-in, staff, and even rude.
Ouch. So less about the physical hotel, more about the process and the people?
Exactly. Human interaction, competence issues, you see these specific failures in the raw data.
Any examples jump out?
Oh, yeah. One stunning snippet really demonstrated this. I never got one text message nor any email indicating that my reservation was canceled.
Whoa. That's not just bad service, that's a total breakdown.
A total breakdown in process leading to massive frustration, and that's precisely why service ranks high in the complaints.
Okay, that's bad. But then we hit the one you flagged earlier, the area of absolute crisis.
Yeah. Cleanliness and comfort. This theme contains, well, probably the most disturbing and visceral customer keywords in the entire report.
Uh-oh. What are we talking about?
The language here is just different. It highlights physical failures impacting health, safety. The key words included roaches, bugs, bed, dirty, uncomfortable.
Wait, did you say roaches?
Roaches, pugs, bed bugs came up.
Seriously, in multiple reviews.
Enough for it to be a significant keyword. And when you look at the raw snippets, the seriousness is just impossible to ignore. A customer wrote, and I quote, "My room was infested with bed bugs and roaches."
Oh my God. That's beyond just a complaint.
It is. The severity, the impact of feedback like that, it's fundamentally different from a slow check-in or a reservation mix-up.
It points to a critical, urgent operational deficiency, market-wide, potentially.
It really seems so. And this is exactly why the study didn't just stop at themes. It used aspect-based sentiment analysis, ABSA.
Okay, what does ABSA do?
It takes those qualitative comments, those themes, and quantifies their impact. Specifically, it looks at the distribution of negative reviews across each theme.
So if the snippets gave us the flavor of the complaints, ABSA gives us the hard numbers, the strategic map of where the biggest problems lie.
Precisely. What are the crisis areas demanding immediate attention based purely on the volume of negative feedback?
Okay, lay it on us. What did the ABSA find?
The analysis points to two critical pain points. Areas management absolutely must address, leading the pack.
Let me guess. Cleanliness and comfort.
By an overwhelming margin, it generated the highest percentage of negative reviews, 48.14%.
48%, so nearly half of all negative comments across the entire DFW.
Pretty much exactly that.
Wow. Well, that insight alone gives DFW hotels the clearest possible direction, doesn't it?
It really does. Fixing those two areas, cleanliness, comfort, and service, is undeniably the fastest path to improving your overall composite online reputation score.
Address the biggest sources of negativity first. Makes sense.
Absolutely. But let's not forget the silver lining. We should look at the strengths, too. The ABSA data, combined with the composite measure for each theme in Table 3, shows where things are going well.
Okay, so where are hotels performing strongly, according to the combined metrics?
Location ranks highest across all three reputation measures. Composite score of 0.55, favorability 0.90. Customers are generally very happy with where the hotels are.
Good visibility, good sentiment for location. What else?
Overall experience is the second highest in the composite measure at 0.54, suggesting that, when a stay goes well, guests are generally happy with the total package.
Right. And now this brings us back to that fascinating point about food, right?
Yes. Here's where it gets really interesting strategically, linking back to that low visibility issue we talked about earlier.
Okay.
The food theme actually had the highest overall favorability score in the entire study, a massive 0.94.
Highest favorability. So customers absolutely love the food offerings.
They really seem to, but it had low visibility, only 0.30.
So amazing sentiment, but not many people are talking about it.
Exactly, and this is the hidden opportunity the study flagged.
Was it just food, or were there other areas like that?
Amenities, too. That theme had the lowest visibility of any theme, a tiny 0.16.
Hardly anyone mentioning amenities like the pool, parking, gym.
Very few. But it maintained relatively high favorability, 0.56. So again, people who experience them seem to like them.
So high satisfaction exists in these areas, food, amenities, but they're aspects customers just don't naturally talk about much online.
It seems that way, unless they're prompted or maybe unless something goes wrong. Hotels are delivering quality here. They just aren't generating enough conversation, enough buzz about them.
Okay, fascinating stuff. So let's try to wrap up this deep dive into the DFW reputation landscape. What are the absolute key takeaways for the listener?
I think it's defined by contrast. On one hand, DFW hotels generally have decent star ratings. That median 4.0 looks okay, but they are critically underengaged, leaving that shocking 70.8% of reviews unanswered. That's just a massive failure to build digital customer relationships.
A huge missed opportunity. And operationally?
Operationally, the marching orders are clear. The primary areas for market-wide improvement are urgent, cleanliness and comfort, and service.
Especially cleanliness and comfort,
Yeah.
given that nearly half of all negative feedback lands there.
Absolutely. The sheer dominance of negativity in that aspect means hotels in the DFW area simply must prioritize enhancing those areas.
Yeah.
It is the single most effective way to drastically reduce negative feedback.
Fix the bugs,
Yeah.
literally and figuratively.
You got it.
So this analysis gives hotels a very clear picture of what customers are complaining loudest about. But you mentioned a final thought, something provocative stemming from those other scores.
Yeah, from those low visibility, high favorability themes, food and amenities.
Right. People like them but don't talk about them.
The study shows customers are already highly appreciating things like the breakfast, maybe the pool, the gym, when they actually experience them.
Okay.
So it raises this important sort of forward-looking question for DFW management, doesn't it?
Which is?
Could they significantly boost their overall online reputation, increase those composite scores, not just by fixing the negatives, but by proactively marketing and highlighting these specific high satisfaction elements?
To deliberately increase their visibility, turn that low buzz into a roar.
Exactly. Could you shift the conversation? It's a potential strategy for leveraging existing strengths you already have instead of the narrative being dominated by bedbugs.
Make it about the amazing free omelets or the great pool.
Precisely. Change the conversation, leverage what you already do well, and drive that long-term positive reputation growth. Something to think about.